Should've lived back in a bit, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on.
What's going on, guys? It's Bryce from Bktherula, and I'm back with another video on the weekly series we have on the channel, New Music Friday. The date is February 17th. It is a Friday, and today I'm going to go through all the best releases of today and the past week, so we're going to get right into that right here. So starting out right here, we got Lil Uzi Vert, Watch This, which is the Pluggnb remix of this leak song that's been going up on TikTok, and I guess the label push on the streaming services. The original is way better, however, it is Uzi, and it's out, and it's on streaming platforms, so I'm gonna listen. Shit is hard. It's like I said, the original is better. It is very TikTok, but it's cool, you know, Uzi on streaming, how can you complain? Next here we got I Need You by Carson. He actually dropped, he did not lie, this dropped on Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day themed, and it's very good. It's nothing too crazy out of the way from Carson, pretty standard for him, but I enjoyed it thoroughly, you know, one of the better tracks from this week, in my opinion. Next here is the first single to SleazyWorld and Shakewell's EP called Big Shot Cream Soda. This song is hard. I like the direction SleazyWorld have been going lately. More like upbeat almost, but it's still like their same style. I don't know. The way they use like their samples and their instrumentals and their vocal inflections is really dope to me, and it can really convey a wide range of emotions, and this one's definitely more upbeat and positive. I'm fucking with it for SleazyWorld. Next we got Larry June and the Alchemist, 60 Days. Now, oh my god, the Alchemist, you know, he just makes these crazy smooth beats, you know, just like it'll just transport you somewhere, and it's great. Larry June just slides smooth over this, definitely fucking with it. Next here we got two Toliver singles, so I'm just going to talk about them both right here. We got For Me featuring Uchis, and we got Leave the Club featuring Lil Durk and Glorilla. Now, these tracks are both good. I like Leave the Club a lot more, I'm going to be honest here. Uchis was cool if you're into more like Toliver's melodic pop stuff. Check out For Me with Uchis, you probably like that a lot more, but Leave the Club, this shit is hard. That instrumental is constantly changing throughout, developing, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. Leave the Club is hard. Strange vocal inflections on this from Dawn on the hook, I will say, but it's hard, okay? It's hard. Next, we got something completely opposite from that. We got Radioactive IDK, nice, chill track. You know, the vocals on here are mixed and recorded, post-edited differently than anything I've ever heard IDK do, and I really enjoyed it. It was just chill, you know, it's laid back, it's nice, smooth. Music video for this is pretty cool as well. I definitely consider checking this out if you're into IDK. It is more melodic stuff. Next, we got No Wasted Time featuring Future by Polo G. This song is hard. You know, I am not the biggest Polo G fan. I'm really not. I wasn't really expecting to like this song that much, but I did. I did. I think Polo G's hook is really good on this. Future is good on this. I think it's very Polo G sounding, which is why I didn't think I was gonna like it. I usually like when he does something more different, like his harder shit. This one was more melodic, but it was still very good. Next, we got the first single to Glock's album, and the single is called Work. Holy shit, it is hard. It is. I mean, that's the thing with like these artists like Glock and stuff. It's like, you know, you kind of know what you're getting. You know, they don't ever experiment or try anything new, really. However, it works, and this track definitely works with that as well. This next track here, Ball and Chill by Rob49. Hard as fuck. If you're not on Rob49 by now, I've been covering his tracks for a while, you gotta get on that because this track is hard. It is slapping, and I just love his aggressiveness, the way he talks. I don't know, something about him, like, he is like a generic street rapper, as a lot of people like to put those artists in a box, and he doesn't really do anything outside of his comfort zone, apart from what he did on Trippie Redd's album, but it's hard, you know, without fail. Much like Glock, he just can make these hard tracks, and I'm fucking with that. Next, with a track from tefanos, I think that's how you say it, featuring Glock 40 Spaz, called Juice. Now, listen, bro, this shit is so hard. If you're a fan of Glock 40 Spaz, you know, like, the rock shit he's been doing, all the samples and stuff, you are gonna love this track. It is loud, it is aggressive, it is in your face, it is explicit, and I love it, dude. I love it. Glock 40 Spaz is next up. He's been next up for, like, a year at this point, but he's really next up. You know, this shit is hard. Next, coming in from smaller artist, Detroit native Lelo, it's called All Came Down. This shit is hard, dude. It is very, like, it's not very Detroit, but you can tell that it's Detroit just based on the instrumental, but it's hard. The 808s go crazy on this. The way the beat builds up, it's very, like I was saying, it's Detroit, you know, how Detroit beats kind of build up with that, like, it hits, and then it drops. That's what this song does, but it's so fire. I'm definitely fucking with that. Next, we got Taking Control by Maddox. Super rage, you know, super loud, in your face, but Maddox is the GOAT kid, a little white kid going crazy on this underground wave, you know what I'm saying? He's definitely found his element. I'm glad he did. You know, it'd be kind of sad to see this kid go from fidget spinners to being on X's album to just falling off, but he's still killing it. he is still killing it to this day. So going into EPs, we got 2 EPs here. This first one is from LaHead and BigBabyGucci. There were 3 tracks on this EP. I only really like 2 of them, but the EP is called No Luck. BigBabyGucci, I'm a big fan of. You know, he's been making waves. He's from North Carolina, so you know I gotta support. But this shit's hard. I would definitely recommend checking that out if you've been enjoying more of his other shit. Grandiose Rage. I don't really know how to classify BigBabyGucci. People have said like cyber trap. So if you want to say that, sure. But that's what this is. The next is a very good EP by TyFontaine. It is 3 tracks, and I liked every track a lot. That Sofego feature is very nice as well. And I was messing with this. If you're into underground, you know, you already know about TyFontaine, so definitely check that shit out for show. Next, we got an album, mixtape, I don't know, from Bktherula here. It's called Level 5 Part 1. So, you know, Part 2 is going to be coming eventually. And this shit's hard. I've been covering the singles that have been coming out for that, and I did add the singles on here, as you can see, Tan, Forever Part 2, and Pussy on NFT. Those are all singles, but I wanted to add them to this playlist as well because they are hard, and I definitely enjoyed this. This is a very diverse EP. You know, she's going hard. These instrumentals are loud, but then she has some songs more laid back, you know, more Pluggnb of her just singing, and it's beautiful. I put more of the harder tracks on here because that's kind of the style I enjoy from her more, but I would definitely encourage checking the whole EP out, or mixtape out, whatever it is. Next, we got Big Scarr's first posthumous album. Rest in peace to the man Big Scarr, The Secret Weapon, and I pretty much enjoyed this much like Key Glock, and as you can see here, this Key Glock feature, he's one of those rappers that, like, he's not really doing anything too crazy, but he's good at what he does, and he gets it done. This is no differently. Like I said, rest in peace to him. I think this was a pretty solid, put-together posthumous release. I don't think it was really, like, scraps or anything like that. Thankfully, you know, he did pass away fairly recently, so most of this was probably 100% completed when he was still here, and I enjoyed it. I would definitely consider checking out. Next, we got the man, the myth, the legend, D Savage finally dropped his album Mafia Music, and I was kind of blown away by this. Alright, I'm not really a huge D Savage fan. I don't ever really listen to D Savage, but this album is really good. I'm not even gonna lie, this album is really fucking good. If you're into like Pluggnb, autotune shit, check it out. The underground, you know, it's been a while since he dropped, and this one I was fucking with a lot. Definitely gonna be listening to this throughout the week a lot. These were some of my favorite tracks on here, but the whole album kind of had its own theme and its own almost storyline, so I'd consider checking the whole thing out in full. This next album I checked out here was SleazyWorld, Where the Shooters Be 2, and this was hard. I actually like SleazyWorld Go a lot because he can do like the hard street shit, he can do the melodic shit almost just as well. On here I got more of the harder songs, but he's good. He has some bars, he has some punchlines that go crazy. I would definitely consider checking this out. It's hard, dude. It honestly hard. The song with Offset goes crazy, you know what I'm saying? Some singles on here like Water Diamonds, and I mean, hey, I was relating to this album, you know, man said, ex bitch left me, I got rich, perfect timing. I can relate. Hey, I can relate. Okay, this next album and the last album I checked out today, this week, was MadeinTYO's new album. This kind of creeped up on me. I actually just finished it as I was on the way to the studio to record this. I realized it came out, listened to the whole thing on the way here and a little bit before I came in the studio, and I was fucking with it heavy. MadeinTYO, here's the thing with MadeinTYO. I feel like he doesn't evolve that much. His biggest evolution to me was the collab tape we had with Uno the Activist. Speaking of, there's a song with Uno on here that is great, and that was even more evolving, kind of just into the current themes and trends of the underground at that moment. However, this album, he does make some developments. I don't think this whole album sounds the same, especially this track here. Thinking to myself, he is like rapping on here, and I know we got a track like that on the Uno collab tape where they're both like on a boom-bap instrumental and rapping, and he's doing it on this one, and I respect that. Despite that he's not really taking these crazy experimental chances, I enjoy that he knows what he can execute well, and he puts it onto a project and makes a very diverse and good sounding project. That's about all I got from this. This playlist will be linked in the description down below and in the comment section down there, so make sure you check it out. Make sure you go on the playlist, like it, so you don't miss out on any updates, any music that's coming out as the week goes on. If there's any tracks that I realize I missed, I will add to this playlist. Let me know of anything I missed down in the comments below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any videos, any updates, anything like that. Go in the description, follow my TikTok, my Spotify, my Twitter, get the new Music Friday playlist, and follow my Instagram down there too. And yeah, it's been Bryce. Peace.
Can I picture little Bobby, just a young run around with his bands, hammer in his hand?